What's good, everyone? Welcome to the Power Up Podcast. I am your host, Sir Snorlax, aka Dennis, and we are here for episode number 32. We got lots to discuss, lots to cover. We're going to be talking about a lot of news coming out of Xbox, a lot of news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con, and we're going to have a quick review as I've gotten my hands on Avatar Legends, the fighting game, and the Marvel Tokon open beta. So we're going to be showing you some footage and talking about both. But as always, we are going to get into our shout out to the Southwest Florida FGC. We're going to be discussing our Southwest Showdown Summer Heat Wave 2026. We had multiple brackets, 6 total. Let's start with our top 8 for our mystery bracket, which was a total of 8 participants. We had tied up in 7th place, we had DBX and Black Flash. Tied up in 5th place, it's your boy, Sir Snorlax and Big Boss Brandon. 4th place, we had Walt Coyote. 3rd place, we had Kite. 2nd place, we had Schmoop. And in 1st place, we had Frank Gaines XP. Moving into our Guilty Gear Strive bracket, we had 6 participants for this tournament. Tied up in 5th place, we had Big Boss Brandon and TVTengu. In 4th place, we had Frank Gaines XP. In 3rd place, Dizzy KOF. In 2nd place, Waffles. And in 1st place, Sir Kappa. Next, we had a 6-person Windjammers bracket. Tied up in 5th place, we had Black Flash and Schmoop. In 4th place, Kite. In 3rd place is your boy, Sir Snorlax. In 2nd place, Zoe Valentine. And in 1st place, TVTengu. Of course, our top 8 of CEO from last year in Windjammers 2 was going to take the victory on that one, although it was tight between TVTengu and Zoe. Next is our Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 bracket. For this one, we had 7 participants. And in 7th place, we had Kite. Tied up in 5th place, we had TVTengu and Shaboy, Sir Snorlax. 4th place, we had Schmoop. 3rd place, we had Frank Gaines XP. In 2nd place, we had Big Boss Brandon. And in 1st place, Castro. Now, moving into our Street Fighter 6 bracket. This is 4 major points in our league. We had 17 entrants. And in our top 8, tied up in 7th place, we had Kite and Walt Coyote. Tied up in 5th place, we had Big Boss Brandon and Frank Gaines XP. In 4th place, we had Schmoop. In 3rd place, Foz, who, mind you, didn't plan to play that day. Just saying. In 2nd place, Professor Peanut. And in 1st place, as always, as expected, taking home the 40 points for the Southwest Florida FGC League, Blue Icy Dasani. And now for our Tekken bracket with 14 entrants. We had in our top 8, tied up in 7th place, waiting for Yujiro and Shaboy, Sir Snorlax. Tied up in 5th place, TVTengu and Frank Gaines XP. In 4th place, the quote-unquote retired Savage Mela. In 3rd place, Crispy Chris. In 2nd place, Flamio. And in 1st place, Mary Chango, as expected. Shouts out to the Southwest Florida FGC for another successful event. We've got many things that have come up since. we will discuss in future episodes. But we've got also another major event coming up in October, our October major event that closed out our season for the year. And so stay tuned to hear more about that. But I also know that CEO is coming up, and CEO is there's going to be a lot of South Florida FGC representation. I have, as I've spoken about before, we'll be playing Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Tekken 8, Dead or Alive 6, Street Fighter Alpha 3, and now I've added one more because I was coerced into it. Thanks, Tengu. Windjammers 2. So I'm gonna have to lab that too. So we're gonna be going into this. We got so much fun ready to be had at CEO. So we're gonna be covering. I'm gonna be covering that weekend. So this actually will be my last show before CEO. We're gonna have some fun surprises coming up. We're gonna have some content that we're gonna be filming over there, and we'll show you how fun it was to be at CEO. So y'all don't miss it next time if you aren't going. Registration is still open till I believe the 31st. So at the end of this week. So if you're still interested in entering tournaments, registration closes on the 31st. With that said, if you are going as a spectator, plan on going as a spectator, you can still enter community tournaments. So next, let's get into some gaming news. We've had a lot happening over the course of the last few weeks, but we're just going to get into three quick news stories. So this was coming from Video Games Chronicles, written by Andy Robinson. Claire Obscure star Jennifer English exits Tides of Annihilation over health concerns. Award-winning game actress Jennifer English has announced that she will no longer be starring in the upcoming fantasy action game Tides of Annihilation due to health concerns. In a statement published on social media this weekend, the game's BAFTA winning Claire Obscure and Baldur's Gate 3 actress said she has now made the decision to step away from the project after deciding that she had taken on too many commitments. I'm really grateful to have been a part of Tides of Annihilation since the game's inception and to have worked with such a lovely team. English wrote on her Instagram account. Recently, I found myself needing to slow down and reassess the commitments I've taken on. After careful thought, I've realized I need to take time to rest and properly look after my mental and physical health. With that in mind, I've made the difficult yet personally necessary decision to step away from the project as it moves into its next phase. English said she will continue to work with Tides of Annihilation developer Eclipse Glow Games as an advisor and claimed that she had introduced the studio to a very talented actor who I believe is a wonderful fit for Gwen, said English. I wish the entire team nothing but success. I'll be cheering them on as they continue bringing the game to life, she wrote. The new cast lead, in its own statement, China-based Eclipse Glow said it's respected Jennifer's decision to focus on her health and confirmed that it had found a new actor to play its protagonist. Earlier in June, Jennifer informed that she would no longer be able to continue in the role. It wrote, while we were, of course, saddened by her decision, we completely understood and respected Jennifer in prioritizing her well-being. We are also deeply grateful for the care and responsibility she showed us through this process. During this transition, Jennifer remained incredibly supportive and together with other members of our voice cast helped us identify and connect with talented performers who could carry Gwendolyn forward while staying true to the character. The studio confirmed that with Jennifer's support and recommendation, together with recommendations from other cast members of our voice cast, it has cast a new actor. While it didn't reveal a name, the studio claimed the person's recent work in video games left a strong impression on both Jennifer and our team, not only for the performance itself, but for the remarkable care and dedication she showed in understanding the character. We're very excited for players to experience her interpretation of Gwendolyn. It added, she's currently recording Gwendolyn's English performance for upcoming Gamescom 2026 hands-on demo. Players will hear her performance for the first time in the demo this August, as well as in select official updates shared across our channels during the same period. We'd also like to thank Jennifer for everything she brought to the character into the project. Her performance brought depth, strength, vulnerability, and heart to the role. We have truly enjoyed this journey together and wish Jennifer all the very best. And most importantly, good health and happiness in whatever comes next. So sad to hear about Jennifer English, but I'm glad she's taking care of herself. You know, sometimes we, when we take on too much, we gotta, you know, reassess and maybe time to do something a little different. Maybe not take on so much, and that's exactly what Jennifer's doing. And I wish her all the best and good health. Next up, this is a big one. This write-up comes from Dave Aubrey at Video Games Chronicle. The live-action God of War show is recasting Kratos after Ryan Hurst was injured on the set. The live-action God of War series is replacing its lead actor after an on-set injury took place last month. Ryan Hurst was announced to play Kratos in February, but is now being recast after sustaining an on-set injury in June. TMZ originally reported last month that Hurst had sustained an on-set injury when he tore his bicep while filming a stunt and required surgery as a result. At the time, the report said production had been halted on the show, and there was no sign of when it would resume, with some sources worried that it could be as late as 2027. Now, Deadline reports that the show's production studio, Sony Pictures Television, and Amazon MGM Studios have taken the unfortunate decision to recast Kratos after realizing that recovering to full strength for a bicep tear can take up to a year. Production is now expected to resume in October after a preparation phase starting in August. Deadline sources share that 4 episodes of the series have already been shot. These will now have to be reshot with Kratos' replacement. The God of War show is set to adapt the story of God of War 2018, with father figure Kratos learning to soften in order to bond with his son Atreus. That sucks. And I'm concerned about that show. I don't know who they're planning on picking to go into the role of Kratos. So that sucks for Ryan Hurst. Wish him well on his health, and we'll see what happens with this show, because usually when things like this happen, it's never good. And that far into production to have to just completely recast sucks. So, sticking to the news from God of War, PlayStation confirms God of War Laufey release date and return of Kratos in next game. This write-up comes from Andy Robinson at VGC. Sony has confirmed that God of War Laufey will release in February 16th, 2027, as a series creative lead confirms Kratos will return in the next installment. So this was actually from San Diego Comic-Con. Speaking during a panel at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, Sony Santa Monica studio creative head Corey Barlog announced that the next God of War will connect directly to the Laufey story and star Kratos. No further details were revealed during the panel. PlayStation 5 entry Laufey is the first mainline God of War title to star a protagonist other than Kratos in Faye, Laufey the Just. Kratos' Norse wife and mother of Atreus, who dies in the events leading up to the 2018 God of War. Speaking during the Comic-Con panel, Barlog said he wanted to create Laufey to expand the world of God of War. I wanted to show an extension of this world where the characters you'll encounter are unexpected. Laufey is a continuation of what came before and to prepare and expand on what comes next. I'm excited for Laufey. All those haters out there that are calling it woke and shit can shut the fuck up. Because she's badass. She's a fucking frost giant. I know I've already been through this rant once before, but I'm gonna say it again. This game looks dope. The action looks dope, and I'm looking forward to this game. And it's coming sooner than I expected. February is crazy. So, but we spoke about Comic Con. We'll be coming back to that shortly. But first, I want to talk about Xbox. Xbox had a lot of big things announced over the course of the last month. Um, July 6th, so 20 days ago, an important email was sent out that was shared by Asha Shar. Um, and I'll read it out to you. This is an important email I sent today to all employees at Xbox. Team, we are beginning the most significant restructure in Xbox history. After careful consideration, I've made the difficult decision to reduce our team by approximately 3,200 throughout fiscal year 27. This will include approximately 1,600 role eliminations today. And in addition, 4 studios will leave Xbox to new management. I recognize that a year long restructuring creates additional challenges. Unfortunately, it is not possible to make all the necessary changes in a single day, and I wanted to be direct about the scale. I know this is painful. These changes will directly affect people who have poured their creativity into building Xbox. Many joined us through acquisitions, while others were recruited here or sought us out because they loved this industry and loved Xbox. Today's decisions do not reflect their talent or dedication. Our business today is not healthy. We are operating at margins that are 3 to 10 times lower than comparable platform and publishing businesses. We entered Gen 9 with a smaller install base and a higher cost structure. To grow, we bet on Game Pass, multi platform, and broader portfolio of content. While those businesses have created meaningful value, they did not grow at the pace we expected. As that happened, our core business weakened, and we added more teams, more investment, and more time, hoping for a better outcome. And now the industry is facing the most severe hardware crisis in its history. We must reset Xbox. First, we will reset our content portfolio. Since 2018, we have aggressively expanded our studio portfolio while the number of games created each month across the industry now outpaces the last 10 years combined. We now find ourselves competing not only with the largest publishers, but also with smaller independent studios. It is neither possible nor desirable to own every great independent studio. We have also learned that we are not the best home for every type of studio. In a typical year, we lost 64 cents for every dollar we invested. As we reset Xbox, we will help independent creators succeed by providing open development tools and audiences to realize their vision. Compulsion Games and Double Fine Productions will return to management and transition to independent studios with their IP catalog and runway for their next games. Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have entered terms to join new ownership with funding to complete and grow Senua and State of Decay 3. In France, Arcane's management is beginning required consultation with its works council to review potential strategic options. We are also making reductions across other units, in some cases, shifting investment to focus on higher priority projects. These changes vary in size across Activision, Bethesda Cinemax, Blizzard, King, Mojang, and Xbox Game Studios. None of our first party publicly announced games or projects are being canceled as part of these reductions. In addition, Mojang and King will now report directly to me. These 2 studios have increasingly become platforms and our largest by month active players. They are critical. They bring critical geographic, demographic, and differentiation to Xbox. Second, we will reset our platform. We know that great technology gets better when it gets simpler, not bigger. Today, in some parts of the company, work passes through as many as 14 layers of management. Our platform teams are 40% larger than they were at the start of this generation, even as our player base and playtime have declined. That complexity has slowed decisions, blurred accountability, and made it harder to deliver for players. As we reset Xbox, we will simplify. We will reduce management layers to no more than 5, and where possible, 3. We will deliver success through a flatter organization that is built around makers, individual contributors focused on building, player coaches, leaders who remain deeply involved in the work while developing their teams, and directly responsible individuals, DRIs, who own key decisions and outcomes. And we will streamline how we work across our tools with a cleaner code base, shared services, and 50% reduced vendor spend. Third, we are resetting how we operate. As Xbox grew our headcount, we became more fragmented. Teams, studios, and functions often operate independently, and it became harder to work towards a shared goal, make the right trade offs, and get things done. For the first time, we are establishing a chief operating officer with end-to-end P&L responsibility across content, hardware, platform, and services. Helen Chiang has been promoted to this role and will report directly to me. Over nearly 2 decades at Xbox, Helen has helped build some of our most important businesses, from Xbox Live to leading Mojang and the Minecraft franchise. She will bring our businesses together under one operating model, making sure making sure we make clear investment decisions, learn from our successes and failures, and hold ourselves accountable for results. Thank you, Dave McCarthy, who is retiring after 17 years with Xbox. Dave has played a defining role in building the platform that millions of players rely on every day and has been a trusted partner through many of the biggest moments in Xbox's history. We wish him all the best. These changes are about a bigger future for Xbox, not a smaller one. The next decade of gaming will be larger, more global, and more creative than anything we've ever seen before. This year, we'll invest as much in Xbox as we ever have, and we'll invest with greater focus, greater discipline, and greater clarity in all service of making Xbox where the world plays and creates. I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that entertains more than a billion people each day and gives everyone the opportunity to create and connect. I know we can achieve this goal. Xbox has many of the most beloved franchises in entertainment history, talented studios around the world, and will return to growth in 2027. History is full of companies that mistake longevity for inevitability. We will not be one of them. Asha. Big changes, big changes coming to Xbox. And that's not all. We had more come out recently after this was put out. Um, July 17th. From Bethesda Game Studios. A note from Bethesda Game Studios. We love making these worlds as much as you love playing in them. Today, we want to share what's next for Bethesda Game Studios and what you can expect from us in the years ahead. For 40 years, we've built games that have entertained almost 500 million players. More than just games, these are worlds for you to explore, shape, and make your own. Worlds we return to together. That's what's driving us forward. We're investing more deeply in the worlds players love, giving creators a bigger role in shaping their experiences and bringing our teams closer together so we can get our games into your hands sooner, support them longer, and continue building them alongside you for decades to come. Starfield continues. With over 17 million players logging almost a billion hours to date, Starfield remains an important part of our future. As we enter year 3, we'll continue to expand the settled systems with new stories, targeted gameplay improvements, and additional updates. While preparing for the launch of new Starborn content next year, more than 40% of players already customize their experience through creations, and will continue investing in creators and giving players new ways to make Starfield their own. Created by players, we've believed from the beginning that our worlds belong not only to the people who make them, but also to the people who play them. That's why we've long provided players with tools to create their own experiences dating back to the Morrowind construction set. This year marked another major milestone with Creations as its expansion to Fallout 4 joining Skyrim and Starfield. We're proud to say creators have already earned more than $10 million in royalties from their work. Now, the future of Fallout. Fallout is one of our biggest priorities today. Fallout 5 remains our long range destination, and we have multiple Fallout projects in active development right now. Fallout 76 continues to be home to millions of players exploring Appalachia together. With nearly 70 free updates released to date, the journey is far from over. In fact, we have a major Fallout 76 expansion planned for next year, Raven Rock, a prequel story to Fallout 3, Fallout a prequel story to Fallout 3. Fallout 4, the most award winning game in the franchise, just celebrated its 10-year anniversary and recently passed 35 million copies sold, continuing to attract a new audience every year. We also know many players want to revisit previous Fallout experiences. While we're not announcing any dates today, we have been working on remasters for both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Fallout Shelter continues to be the most popular way to experience Fallout on the go. With more than 250 million players, there's more ahead for Fallout Shelter, including new seasons. An unscripted Fallout Shelter television project is also in the works with our partners at Amazon Studios and Kilter Films. We'd like to congratulate Kilter Films and Amazon Studios for the 10 Emmy nominations for Fallout Season 2. Production on Season 3 is already underway. And while we won't host a traditional Fallout Day broadcast this year, we're already planning something special for Fallout's 30th anniversary in 2027 when Fallout Day will be celebrated live in Washington, D.C. Studio collaboration. The Wasteland continues to expand as we team up once again with our longtime friends at Obsidian Entertainment. We're happy to confirm they're working with us on a new Fallout project. We'll have more to share in the future. We're also bringing our teams closer together across Bethesda. ZeniMax Online Studios will partner closely with the Bethesda Game Studios on the Elder Scrolls franchise, while continuing to deliver incredible new experiences for the Elder Scrolls Online. Season 1 Return of the Thieves Guild recently launched, and the team has more planned for the future. By aligning more directly across the franchise, we can create even better experiences for players. Bringing our teams closer together is helping us build a stronger foundation for everything we create next. The Elder Scrolls and beyond. That foundation extends beyond our teams to the technology, tools, and systems that will power the next generation of Bethesda RPGs. Our teams are now developing the Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 on Creation Engine 3, a shared technology platform we've been building since Starfield's launch. It also allows our teams to support multiple projects simultaneously with new tools, rendering, and systems that define our games. Fallout 5 is currently in pre-production. The Elder Scrolls 6 is our primary development focus today, with the majority of our team currently working on the next chapter of the franchise. With over 65 million copies sold, players are still exploring Skyrim 15 years later, but we know it's been a very long wait for the sequel. The next chapter is on the way. We're planning. That makes no sense. Uh, where we plan to be, loving how it looks and playing it every day. We're sorry, this line is messed up. We're where we plan to be, loving how it looks and playing it every day. The road ahead, across Bethesda Game Studios, we're building for the future of Fallout, The Elder Scrolls, and Starfield. We're investing in our technology, bringing teams closer together, supporting our live games, expanding into new forms of entertainment, and developing the next generation of Bethesda RPGs. We couldn't be more excited for what's ahead and wanted to share as much as we could today. We can't thank you enough for all you've given us and these worlds. We can't wait to continue them together. Bethesda Game Studios. So, restructure at Xbox. We're losing a few studios, but they're not being shuttered, which is a great thing for them. They're just going back to where they were before Xbox decided to get greedy and buy everything. We are refocusing Bethesda Studios on the shit that matters. Okay, we've been asking for Elder Scrolls 6. That's the main goal. the fact that that we've been begging for remasters of Fallout 3 and New Vegas, we're finally getting them. That is hype. Okay. And on top of that, we already know Fallout 5 is coming. There's a lot of things that are in the works. Obsidian making another Fallout. Is it going to be a New Vegas sequel? I don't care as long as it's in the same vein as New Vegas, because New Vegas is my favorite Fallout of all time. So, what are y'all thoughts on this Xbox restructure? Let me know in the comments. With that said, let's get into some Comic-Con news. So, Comic-Con was this past weekend, and we have a lot to go through. I'm going to go through everything quickly here, but we got some big announcements coming from Marvel. Obviously, there was a panel to discuss Avengers Doomsday. There was an appearance by Ryan Reynolds in the panel, and we've gotten confirmation that Deadpool and Peggy Carter are confirmed for Doomsday. We also got an announcement of Black Panther 3, and Ryan Coogler will be directing, and David Johnson, star of The Long Walk and Alien Romulus, will star in the film as the son of T'Challa and the new Black Panther. We also we got an announcement for Ghost Rider film coming in 2028 from Sean Levy, starring Ryan Gosling. We have not been told what Ghost Rider. Obviously, it won't be Robbie Reyes, but it's going to be either Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch. We got some new looks at the Lanterns TV show, as well as a look at Sinestro. So that was interesting. We got some Ring of Power, Lord of the Rings Ring of Power trailer for season 3. We got a trailer for the Blade Runner 2099 series, starring Michelle Yeoh and Hunter Schafer. I'm really excited for that. That looks great. Then we got a deeper look at Wolverine. We got a new trailer for Clayface. That looks really good. With the confirmation that the same Clayface that was in Creatures Commando is the same Clayface from this movie. So that was fun. That was a good thing to learn. And finally, Avatar had a big weekend this weekend. We had there was actually one more announcement from Comic-Con. We had a Dungeon Crawler Carl panel in which we got the first casting news for the show. We have a voice for Princess Donut, the Queen Anne chunk. And it is the one and only Jeff Hayes, which I am very happy about. I don't think anyone else could have really done that voice justice, but we didn't know what they were planning to do with the show. The fact that Jeff Hayes is going to be coming in to do the voice of Princess Donut, and I'm sure that there's going to be other voices that he's going to be doing in the show as production goes underway. That is the first casting news we got, so that is quite amazing. So I'm happy for Jeff. Well deserved. He's the reason why I love those books so damn much, is because of the audiobooks. So if you haven't checked out we had a big show that we did where we did a spoiler cast of Dungeon Crawler Carl Book 1. There's 8 books out, so there's plenty of things to keep you busy. There was also an excerpt of Book 9 that was read by Jeff Hayes during that panel as well. So, moving on, as we talked about, Avatar had a big weekend. So I have not seen it yet. I will be seeing it, but the Avatar Aang, The Last Airbender movie is out now, streaming on Paramount Plus. Still should come out in movie theaters, but I digress. Avatar Legends, the fighting game, released this week, and we got a trailer for the new Avatar series, Avatar Seven Havens. The trailer is alluding to a post apocalyptic world where the Avatar isn't very much liked because they're the ones who caused the destruction of this world. And by the last Avatar, I mean Korra herself. So I don't know what she's got going on, but she did some messed up shit. We've got twin Earthbenders, one of which I believe is the Avatar. Um, Only one, I believe. It looks great. Go check out the trailer. But on the topic of Avatar, with the release of Avatar Legends, the fighting game. So, this came out this weekend, and I will say that while I have been having fun with the game, there are definitely some things that we need to discuss that are missing. So, looking at our base roster, we have Avatar Aang, we have Avatar Korra, we have Sokka, Toph, Katara, we have Zuko, we have um, Azula, we have Sahir, we have Emperor Ozai, and Avatar Kyoshi, along with uh, Avatar State Aang and Nightmare Korra. Those are unlockable characters that you unlock during the story mode. Okay. Now I have them unlocked. I have not gone to the story mode. There was a code, a cheat code of sorts that we're going old school with this cheat code to unlock the characters from jump. So something that we utilized to run our tournament this past Thursday. And there's support characters, and support characters give your character different advantages or power ups as you play through the game. Uh, this is a 4-button game. It is it's like an anime game. It's ABC and then the D or flow button, as you will, as you see there on the screen there. Um, so from my experience, so in the beta, I played as Toph and I played as Zuko. Uh, but as I started to pick up the game here, I decided to try Korra because she was the Shoto. Her and Nightmare Korra are both the Shotos, but Korra is just a standard, Ryu type, and then you've got um, Nightmare Korra, who is basically kind of like a Kuma, like that powered up glass cannon type deal. I did try Nightmare Korra, but I did not flow with her as much as I did um, with just a standard Korra. I'm a Ryu player. What can you say, right? But I'm also a Cammy player, so that's why I'm kind of looking at Zuko a little bit too, because we love ourselves a dive kick. Uh, Overall, I feel it's been a fun game. I've had the little bit that I have played, I've had a lot of fun with. I definitely want to keep learning this game, learn some more combos. The trials are nice. So the training mode is really nice. There is a training mode, trial mode that is available to us, and it is you go into the trial. You pick the trial, and then it breaks it down to you, and then as before you actually do the trial, you can go through into the breakdown. And I should have recorded a little bit of that, and that's on me. That's my bad. But it's like a rhythm game, I guess is the best way that I've seen it described as online. Um, it starts and it has you press the button, the first input, all right, and then it tells you to press the next input, but it stops the game entirely, like it freezes it until you put in that input. You do the next one and you go through the entire combo as it stops for every button. Now, it grades you on how quickly you made that input. And you could do that several times till you got the timing down, where it's just consecutively doing it without really stopping. And then you can go into the actual trial and do the trial without that pause. I feel that should be a staple for fighting games. This is a really neat way to show you how to play your character and show you how to go through your combos, because it takes the pressure off of having to get inputs in correctly at the same time. It gets you into a rhythm, and then you learn that rhythm, and then you can get into actually doing the actual combo. So I feel that fighting games should really definitely pick up on this and do something similar. And maybe I've just not seen it before, but in the games that I've played, I haven't seen something like this. So I look at it as new. I might be wrong. It's definitely something that um, we want to see. So we've got our characters. We have our story mode. We have our arcade mode, our local versus our online, the whole shebang. Your options on what you can do in this game is very limited. It's not a intensive game. I think it was like 14 gigs at the most. So it's not a graphically intensive game per se. Um, but there were things that were missing. So let's take a look at. I'm just going to go through a quick newsletter that they released when the game launched. So it's the Avatar Legends of Fighting Game newsletter launch edition. Thanks for joining us. Since this is our first newsletter, we're skipping the usual build notes and instead celebrating everything that's now available. Whether you're hopping online with friends, diving into story mode, or checking out the art gallery, we're excited to finally have the game in your hands. 12 unique fighters, rollback netcode plus crossplay, brand new story mode, hand drawn art and animation. In the future, we will be using these newsletters to share the latest development updates, patch notes, and a look at what's next. Speaking of the future, our rank season begins soon. Here's what you can look forward to: rank mode, spectator mode, beginner's zone, casual mode, new tutorials, combo trials. In addition, premium and pre-order content will be coming soon. The deluxe digital content of digital art book, original soundtrack, and unique HUDs, plus pre-order content, Samurai Appa support character skin, and year one character voting right. The team is adding new sprites and animation detail to the following characters: Ozai, Avatar Aang, and Nightmare Korra. Thank you for being part of our launch. From the team, this has been a passion project that has been an absolute labor of love that we are so excited for you to finally get your hands on. We've loved seeing everyone's first impressions, from wild comebacks to hype reactions. We're excited to keep improving the game with the community. We'll be back with another newsletter soon featuring patch notes, development updates, and an even closer look at what's ahead. Be sure to follow our socials to find out immediately as more information drops. You can find them at avatar_fighters on all the platforms. But then they went on to say, huge thanks to everyone that started mastering the elements today. We hear your feedback loud and clear, are working to prioritizing top requested features for upcoming patches. That includes rank mode. That includes lobbies, spectator mode, keyboard mapping. Keep the feedback coming. We're listening. So here's the thing, and I'm going to be 100% real with y'all. As we're about to get into a online match here, we should have already had those things. Let's be real. Rank mode should have been there. Okay. Keyboard bindings should have already been something. I know there's people that are struggling right now because their controllers aren't being read properly by this game. We should have had lobbies, spectator mode. I know I saw online several online stream tournaments that got canceled for this game because there was no lobbies and spectator mode for them to be able to appropriately stream this game. Big shot in the foot, especially on this weekend, considering the beta for Marvel Tokon release. But we'll talk about that later because that also had its issues. Online feels great. Here you're watching me play online in a match where I get my ass kicked by this Kyoshi because holy shit, Kyoshi can fight. So there's no issues here. Like I said, they were rollback net code. I know that there's some controversy with who worked on that. Mike Z, from Skullgirls fame, well, infamously from Skullgirls because of the unfortunate allegations. But overall, the game is clean with the exception of a few things. Another thing that was noted in that newsletter is the new animations, new adding new sprites and animation detail to Ozai, Avatar Aang, and Nightmare Korra. So Ozai is notably missing animations. You can tell that it's missing animations in the game as he does some of his attacks. Um, why would the game be released like that? Well, I'll tell you why. I mean, it's obvious. They wanted to release this game with the announcement of the new series and the release of the movie. And I get it, but a lot of criticism has come into doing that because of all of the things and the features that were missing that should not have been missing from a fighting game that is being released in 2026. Okay. Lots of games that have come out have been criticized for not having specific features, but these, I would say, these are probably some of the more egregious ones, in my opinion. Um, like I said, the game is fun. I have been playing Korra. Initially in the beta, like I said, I played the other two, but I've been having a lot of fun with Korra as I've been playing the game, and I definitely want to continue playing. I feel that I'm having a lot of fun with the game, so I hope that the game doesn't die because of the errors committed by developers releasing this game too early because they were probably forced to do so from Paramount. Paramount, get your shit together. Should have released the damn movie in theaters, but we ain't gonna talk about that. With that said, uh, I'm looking forward to the future of the game. I definitely want to continue playing it and learning it. Gonna try continue trying to learn other characters as well. There seems to be a lot of interest in this game. Um, So let me know what you guys think on Avatar Legends, the fighting game, because as you know, and it's something that I didn't get into too much earlier. The story mode even has got a brand new, unique story in the game that you can play through. So that's definitely something I would suggest trying out. I have not gotten the opportunity to do so, but I will be playing the story mode here soon. So, with that, let me know what your thoughts are on Avatar Legends, the fighting game. Uh, is it something you want to try out? Does it look like something you want to get and pick up? Definitely, leave a comment. Maybe you want some matches. Next, we had, as I alluded to earlier, Marvel Tokon's beta. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls beta. I got my hands on it. I played a lot of it. Um, Very disappointed. I will just right off the bat, very disappointed at this launch of this beta. This has been probably one of the worst betas I've seen launch for a game that's coming out relatively soon. I mean, this game's coming out in a few weeks. Let's take a look. So, uh, granted, okay, that it is a beta, but PlayStation Network went down. That was an issue. This game forces you to sign into PlayStation, so you must have a PlayStation ID, even on PC. So what you're seeing is the PC port. It took me a long time. I want to say probably about 30 minutes to get this thing to launch, let alone get it working. Okay. I had to go through all these steps in order to get this game going on PC. On PlayStation, it wasn't an issue except if your network was down, you couldn't open the game. So it wouldn't let you sign in. It wouldn't let you play the game. So you launch beta to kind of right around the time that Avatar comes out, and then you screw the pooch on that. Well, meanwhile, the other game is also screwing the pooch. Quite hysterical, in my opinion. So it is a tag fighter. Many of the characters from the game are missing. We're missing. Let's see, one, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Yeah, 4 characters. So our lineup is Captain America, Iron Man, uh, Black Panther. Um, I cannot remember who the last character is supposed to be of that team, the Avengers team. But the X-Men team, we have Storm, Magic, Wolverine, and Danger. The Spider-Man team, we have Spider-Man, Miss Marvel, Star-Lord, and Penny. The Ghost Rider team is Ghost Rider, Blade, Loki, and Carnage. No, I'm wrong. It's Ghost Rider, Blade, Loki, and Deadpool, and then the Doom team is uh Doom, Magneto, Goblin, and Carnage. Now, originally I was gonna play Doom, Magneto, Carnage, and Blade. As I've played the game, I've actually dropped Doom. I'm playing Magneto, and I'm loving playing Magneto. I'm also loving playing Blade. Temporarily, I've been using Spider-Man and Wolverine, but I do believe I'm going to have to pick one of them for my main team. So it is a tag fighter, but it functions a little differently than most tag fighters. I'm still drawing a blank of who the 4th character is in the Avengers team, and it's bothering. Oh, Hulk! It's Hulk. What am I? What? It's Hulk. I shouldn't remember that. But Hulk. So you've got your team leader. You have 1 health bar, and you can switch between characters to replace your leader, but your health does not change. However, however, when you start the game, you only have 1 assist slash character available to you other than your leader. You have to, you eventually you lead up to unlocking all of them throughout the fight. So your placement, your order of your team is very important. Like the order that you place these characters is very important of who's going to be available to you. Um, this is a 4-button fighter, so it's A, B, C, D, just like the traditional Marvel or ArcSys 4-button game, right? Um, Magneto's fun. I'm just gonna say it. I have had a lot of fun with Magneto. But let me go through some of the hiccups that we had. Okay, so first the game wouldn't launch. Okay, um, to capture this because of the anti cheat, I actually had to do a screen share instead of pulling directly from the game because of the anti cheat. Um, they had to do a maintenance in the middle of it because of issues that we were having, along with the fact that we had the issues with the PC. So they put out several tweets on Twitter for PC troubleshooting. 1 of 6. Tokon Warriors, we're continuing to investigate the gameplay and performance issues currently being reported on PC. While investigation continues, we'd like you to share several community suggested troubleshooting steps that may help improve performance. Thank you to anyone who's taken the time to report issues and share their findings. Before you begin, please note that the following suggestions come directly from the community. These are not officially confirmed fixes, and results may vary depending on your PC configuration. They should not be considered confirmation of the underlying cause of the reported issues. So, number 3, shader warm-up. Some players have reported improved performance after running the shader warm-up. To try this, launch the game, open options, and graphics settings. Enable shade warmer warm up at launch. Select run shader warm up until this process has completed before playing. Moving into the next one. Number 4, display and NVIDIA settings. Some players have also reported improvements after adjusting the following settings. Switch from borderless full screen to full screen. If using DLSS, disable frame generation for the game in the NVIDIA app. Disable the NVIDIA app overlay. Recording and streaming. If you're recording or streaming, some overlay and capture features may affect performance. Players have reported improvements after disabling disabling Steam game recording, disabling the Discord overlay, closing other recording or clipping software. OBS use window capture instead of game capture. Set capture method to Windows 10, 1903 and up. Discord, share your screen or display instead of selecting the game window directly. If performance issues continue, try streaming. After streaming, try restarting the game. That was 4 and 5. Yep. And then we've got number 6. Steam anti-cheat error. If you're encountering an anti-cheat error on Steam, community members have reported success with the following steps. Close the game, navigate to Steam, Steam apps, common, MTFS, open beta, MTFS binaries, Win64, prerequisites, delete the EOS underscore EAC underscore setup folder, open the game's properties in Steam, select install files, verify integrity of game files, launch the game again after verification completes. These steps apply specifically to anti-cheat errors and are separate for performance and frame rate troubleshooting. Thank you again to everyone continuing to share detailed reports and feedback to us. Basically saying it's not us, it's you. You fix your shit. We don't know what's wrong yet. And I gotta say, such a busted thing to do. Because I'm sorry. How? How are you gonna release your beta like this and not know what's wrong? For your game to just be so here's what happened to me. Okay. I'm gonna go into detail exactly what happened to me and what I have heard others having issues with. Okay. So when I launched the game, it wouldn't even launch. I had to close it several times before it finally went full screen. And it was just a black screen and it just sat there. Then, after it finally opened up, it was stuttering so bad that it took, I want to say, probably 10 minutes to get to the load screen. Then, when I finally opened up the game, still stuttering, I was able to set up the warm up shaders to run, and that took its own time. Up to that point, I had all these things. I made some adjustments in my settings. In the game, I didn't change anything on my computer because, frankly, if I have to go through all that process because your game isn't optimized, your game port isn't optimized, and fuck you, I'm not playing it. Plus, I had the PlayStation version right over there. With that said, since then I have had stuttering, but not as much. However, Tengu, Fighting Focus, and Kaz were telling me that they could not play the game. They got into a match and it was just stuttering. Even though they all had good internet connections, it would just stutter there. They were playing online battles with other players and not having issues, but when they were doing a lobby type situation, they could not get a game going. So they didn't get to really play the game as much as they wanted to. And they don't have PlayStations, right? So I started playing on my PlayStation a little bit more, and we also had it at the local for our Outer Heavens session. There's a lot of people playing the game, and a lot of people having fun with it, but there was also a lot of complaints about how it ran for a game that doesn't seem to be as that shouldn't be as intensive. It really is taking up a. It's, I mean, there are computers out there struggling to run this game for no reason. So here's the thing, Arxis, they've had. I mean, I don't think that they've had a bad history of launching games. I think they've had a bad history of updating and stuff like that. I mean, we saw what happened with Strive and how the online just shit the bed after during season 3. But Sony, on the other hand, you've been known to launch games in terrible state. Damn. Just continuing to drop the ball. Like the PlayStation 5 version runs fine, but it's not the fact that your network went down in the middle of it just was very unfortunate. It was very unfortunate for both this game and Avatar to come out, whether it be beta or the actual game, and have so many issues. So let me take you forward to an actual online battle. So you can see how it looks when it actually is running. Fine. I felt bad because once I got into a groove with Magneto, I just was not stopping and I would not change. I wasn't at one point I was even not using assists, even though I should. Although I have heard, and I have not tried it out, I tried her out too much. I have heard that uh, people will not be surprised if Magic gets nerfed. So that'll be interesting. So these are nice little combos that you can do, little counter attacks that you can do. The wall breaks. One thing that we did notice as we were playing the game is that wall breaks seem to be very easy to accomplish. So that's a little weird, in my opinion. And there's a lot of people that are saying that this is definitely this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel like a Marvel game, and it's not supposed to be a Marvel game. Yes, it's a tag fighter. Yes, it has Marvel characters, but it is not supposed to be Marvel vs. Capcom. So I think when you go into an open mind, even though the issues that we've had, if you go into this with an open mind, I think you'll have fun with it. I definitely have fun with it. How much time I will invest in this, I don't know. I was not very interested in the game when it was first announced. Let me rephrase that. I was interested in the game when it first got announced from at the Sony State of Play. When we first saw the first footage of the game in action, it was very lackluster. The game was definitely slower than this and what we got now, and definitely they've made some adjustments since the initial closed beta that came out. So definitely happy that they did listen to feedback on this. However, this port issue and how the game is running is very concerning for the future of this game. This game is only on PC and it's only on PlayStation. Okay. So that is also very unfortunate because if your PC port is trash right now. And if this is what's coming over to us in the near future, we are very concerned. Like deeply concerned. So hopefully they will get it together. I'm gonna take the risk and buy the game on PC just because I know that the game's gonna be something that we're gonna be playing at scene, and we're gonna need it on a PC setup. But we'll see how that all shapes up later on. Like I said, I've had a lot of fun with the team that I'm playing right now. I really am looking forward to trying out Carnage, and even Deadpool because I'm not 100% satisfied with um, Spider-Man and Wolverine, although I have not played with them as much. I spent the majority of this beta playing as Magneto and Blade, but mostly Magneto. I had a lot of fun with Magneto, just a lot of fun with the shit that I was doing. Sorry, that got cut off there a little bit, but another cool thing is that each team has its unique name, but the way that the teams are made have their own unique names. So I think there's the Avengers, all that. So let me pull up the list of the actual team names. So the Amazing Guardians, which is Penny Parker, Miss Marvel, Spider-Man, and Star-Lord. Fighting Avengers, which is Hulk, Black Panther, Shuri's Black Panther, Captain America, Steve Rogers, Iron Man. The Knights of Doom, which is Magneto, Green Goblin, Doctor Doom, and Carnage. Samurai Outriders, which is Blade, Deadpool, Ghost Rider, and it's the Robbie Reyes uh, Ghost Rider, and Loki. The Unbreakable X Men, which is Wolverine, Storm, Magic, and Danger. So, but it's interesting because if you see here, my team name is actually the Brotherhood of Mutants, and it's just based on your leader. It looks like. So if you deviate from the main teams that are established, you'll still get a unique name, and that's pretty cool. So they definitely did think about that. Some of the dialogue, especially the dialogue with Green Goblin that I've seen, is crazy. So with that, let's talk about a reveal that happened at Comic Con this week um, regarding Marvel Tokon. We're going to take a look at the trailer for the first DLC announced, the first character announced for the Marvel Tokon DLC season pass.
Listen to me. You will do nothing but reduce everyone to ash.
No, I can control it for long enough to do what I have to. I will save mutant kind. The new age of the Phoenix begins now.
That looks dope. And I'm happy for Tengu because he's got his boy Cyclops, even though it's Phoenix Cyclops. That is a very interesting one. For comic readers, during the Avengers versus X-Men um, event, the Phoenix Force split into five different beings, five different X-Men, one of them being Cyclops. So that's a nice little callback. That looks fun. I know that we're getting different costumes for characters. I know that we're getting a costume for Doctor Doom, which is the Supreme Ruler costume. We're getting the classic costumes for Iron Man and Captain America, and we're getting Punk Rock Storm and the Advanced Suit 2.0 from the Marvel Spider-Man games, the Insomniac Spider-Man games. So are you guys going to get this? Are you going to try these out? Either of these games. I know that for Avatar, there's been a delay with the Xbox version and the Switch version, which was a little shocking. It's another thing that I forgot to mention earlier was the fact that the Xbox and the Xbox, the Switch one we knew was coming out later on, but the fact that this Xbox version got delayed 12, 13 hours before the game released, that was also crazy. So overall, let me know what you guys think. I will say that with Avatar, I feel that I'm happy to give it a good 7.5. Actually, no, probably a 7, maybe a 7.5 if they fix these things that they're saying they're going to be adding in. Um, Tokon, I can't really give a score to. The beta, 3 because of the issues. The game itself, I can't really score it until we actually get the full version and we're able to play it. We'll see how it comes out, especially on PC. That is going to be something that we're going to definitely be looking at closely because we don't it's rough. It was rough. It was definitely a rough launch for the beta. It is a beta, but with the game being close to release, as close as release as it is, it's a little concerning that the port of the PC is in this current state as the beta came out. So let me know what you guys thought about Avatar, what you guys thought about Marvel Tokon, and all the other announcements that we talked about today. As I said, this is going to be my last episode before CEO. So my next episode will be launching post CEO with all of the news from CEO, any reveals, and just content that I have made during that time. So I appreciate y'all support. As always, be good or be good at it. All right.